Let's begin by settling the body, adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position, serviceable for meditation. So I think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open. Hands in the lap, right over left, with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. And try to maintain an awareness of not slouching, not leaning. And we also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body. Relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position, just allowing the body to fall into place. And begin to let go of attending to the outside world, allowing sights and sounds to be as they are. No need to investigate, constraining our awareness just to the body and mind. Concentrating that awareness in the present by attending closely to the physical sensation that accompanies the in-breath and the out-breath, in the space around the opening of the nostrils. Noticing quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind, and then without judgment or frustration, lifting our awareness up from those distractions, returning it gently but firmly again and again into the breath. And then as we set our motivation, begin to consider how when we contemplate our suffering, the suffering of others, we often think of just overt suffering, meeting with which we dislike, meeting with that which we dislike, being separated from that which we enjoy. But the most pervasive, subtlest form of suffering is being subject to the afflictions, having within our mind the impulse to engage in hatred, jealousy, malice, envy. When these states are arising, we create strong karma that binds us to further rounds of suffering. And so it is with every other sentient being. And as that karma ripens, the worst way in which it ripens is the habit, the groove in the mind that we fall into again and again to return to these painful ways of thinking and acting. As we contemplate, continue contemplating the faults of delusions, think of all of the ways in which that is creating suffering for sentient beings. And think that by uprooting them in one's own life, then one gains the ability to truly be of benefit to others. That is the purpose of our time. So the third fault of delusion, of the list that we began last week, is that delusions cause the degeneration of our virtues. The degree to which we've developed generosity, patience, ethics, loving kindness, compassion, wisdom, is not a static, fixed quality of mind. It's something that we nurture, something that we cultivate. When we find ourselves under the influence of strong delusions, that cultivation is thwarted. We may find ourselves at the mercy of these strong afflicted states such that we begin to reverse. We begin to cultivate hatred. So the degree to which the afflictions are present in the mind can stand in direct opposition to the degree to which we've been able to practice virtue. And we're in danger of going backward. So recognize in your own life how you can't simultaneously feel compassionate or loving or patient or kind toward sentient beings when you are relating to them through the lens of anger, hatred, jealousy, envy, malice. Try to see the afflictions as a corrosive force, able to wear down our virtuous tendencies. The fourth fault of delusions is that they hamper our livelihoods. They create friction even in the ordinary operations of our lives. We may have lost jobs due to interpersonal conflict. We may have lost opportunities to grow our business or engage with others because of distrust, animosity. We may have lost standing in a social circle by an outburst or an action engaged in under the influence of delusion. So there's no domain, even of our ordinary lives, that aren't negatively impacted by being under the influence of delusion. Think of times when relationships have been strained. The next fault is that the delusions are despised by the Buddhas. And you think what pleases the mind of the Buddhas are our virtues, our loving kindness, our compassion, our generosity, our patience, our ability to care, in part because these constructive states of mind allow us to benefit sentient beings, and in part because by engaging our virtues, we move closer to enlightenment ourselves. We move in the direction that the Buddhas most wish for sentient beings to move to. And so, just like a parent would want the best for their child, the Buddhas want the cultivation of virtue in sentient beings. So every enlightened being clearly sees that the afflictions are the cause of suffering for oneself, for others, and sees them only as something to be eliminated. Next, the delusions bring rebirth in states without leisure. And the afflictions cause problems across lifetimes through the operation of karma. The ripening of negative karma can only ripen in suffering experiences. Our ability to engage in the path is itself that leisure, having the necessary causes and conditions, both inner and outer. And the vast majority of beings that are alive in this moment across all realms lack such freedom. And so, if we want to be able to create the causes and conditions to complete the path, we must be able to amass a succession of perfect human rebirths, with all of its freedoms and endowments. And that means overcoming the negative karma generated by the afflictions. And the next two faults relate to our knowledge and our attainments being lost due to afflictions, and the gaining of further realizations, knowledge being blocked by the afflictions. So again, our knowledge, our meditative skill, our understanding is a dependent arising. It requires vigilance, sustained effort, abiding in virtue. And if we are taken away from that due to the operation of the afflictions, then we can lose whatever we've gained, and we can be prevented from making further progress. Even lower level bodhisattvas can fall back down. Having contemplated these faults, try to see clearly that the delusions are something to be overcome, cast out from the mind, to be seen as dangerous, a poison, and give rise to a strong determination to understand more and more deeply the antidotes to affliction, to apply them, to be vigilant. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. We'll dedicate. So recollect your altruistic motivation and think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you've actualized that motivation, which has generated positive energy in your mind. And think that you freely offer the fruit of your practice, that positive energy, for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception. Thinking strongly, when this positive energy ripens, may it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war and conflict, poverty, famine, disease, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve this state of enlightenment, so that I might work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Guru's long life be completely dispelled. And may I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.